Hello, I'm back again. Welcome back to my slightly messy and slightly chaotic polytunnel. I'm still ploughing on with the gardening. I'm still doing bits of training, but while the weather is good, I'm trying to get on top of some gardening jobs and sowing some seeds and things. Slightly less noisy today with not so much rain. So here today I'm actually planting my squash today. I'm planting some pumpkins, some butternut squash and some courgettes as well. So this is what I'm doing. Now here we can see I've got my trays that I filled before, and I've given them a little bit of a watering so they're a bit bitsy, and I've left them to stand a little bit so then get a chance to drain so they're not waterlogged. And I'm planting in these bigger cell trays because the seeds you see they're quite big. However, they are quite delicate, these seeds, and I will probably put these trays on my big kitchen windowsill to start them off. Because I find sometimes the polytunnel does go a little bit too cold at night for these seeds. And they're quite big trays. As you can see, they're quite big trays, and I haven't got a container big enough to put them in to protect them from the mice. So I'm going to put them in my kitchen on the windowsill, which will please everybody in the house. They're going, oh, Mum's got her plants on there again. I'm just going to put these in the ground. Now, these are pumpkins. Now, I have never grown a giant pumpkin. Mine always seem quite small. So maybe this year, though, my luck will change and I'll have an enormous one. But I won't hold my breath. Now, the thing you've got to remember about these is that, again, with a lot of these big seeds, you don't plant them flat down like this. You have to plant them on their edge, or they just seem to rot in the ground. So you have to push them down. And I'm basically just going to push it down in there and cover it up. And again with this one, don't put it flat, but push it down on its edge, cover it up, and there we are. You don't have to put them too far down in there either, just so they're all nicely covered. Now I've only got 3 of those left. Because that was a packet from last year, so I probably will at some point pick up another packet of pumpkin seeds. These are for giant pumpkins, which is how I think slightly harder to grow, but I'm going to pick up another pack of just some small pumpkins just for eating. So I will probably fill the rest of this tray at a later date with some smaller pumpkin seeds. Now over here I've got some butternut squash. Now butternut squash up here, some years it seems to grow really well, some years I haven't had any at all. As I say, our summers are a bit odd. We are very high up here, and I sometimes think that we just haven't got a long enough growing season. But what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to grow, start them off from seed and grow some under cover and some outside, and see what happens. Again, you don't plant them flat. I've actually just put them on the top of the tray to count them out and to make sure I don't plant 2 in the same tray. You know, just sort of be slightly more organised. So again, you just push them on their side. I'm going to be really good with my left hand by the time I've finished all this filming. And push it down, and they're on their side. Cover them up. Again. You get the idea. And I'll be just doing this with them all. Again. So make sure they're down. Don't know if you saw that one. And not flat. I haven't planted the whole packet because being a good gardener and knowing things as I do, I always try and keep where I can a few seeds back just in case disaster happens. The frost gets them, or the mice get them, or they get slightly overwatered by mistake, or the dry out, or something life happens, and then you've lost them all. So I always try and keep a few seeds back in reserve so I can plant some more if the worst happens. And over here we have courgettes. Now I have 2 types of courgettes. I've got these round ones, which I haven't grown before, and I've got some long ones, which I grow quite a lot, and they seem to do very well. I actually had roasted courgette for lunch yesterday, as they store very well too. And I had some courgettes left from the summer. and I had some roasted courgette with some other roasted vegetables for my lunch, and it was very nice too. So again, not flat, remember, nice and pointy, straight down, cover them up in there. Oh, and I've got one, I thought one had fallen out of the packet. I'll have to retrieve that one, like there, and push them in. So I've got a few of each sort here, the round and the long ones, and these are going to then, once I finish these, I'm going to go and put them on the windowsill in my house to keep warm and hopefully start. It is slightly early to put them in, really, to start them off, because they can't go outside till about June. But some of these are actually going to go under cover. They're going to go in the greenhouse and the polytunnel. There we are, nicely covered up. And then what I'll do is I'll transplant the rest in pots and keep them in the polytunnel until it's warm enough for them to go outside. So there we are, all nicely planted. There we go. Hold the camera gingerly now because my fingers are a bit dirty. There we are. So that's the courgettes and the pumpkins and the butternut squash done for this year. So I should pop those inside my house, and I'll keep an eye on them, and I'll let you know how they're getting on. I hope your garden's going great and you're starting to plant loads of seeds and things. I'm not overly rushing because I'm over 1,000 feet up here, and the weather's still freezing cold, and it's very tempting to just go and do too much too early, and I've done that in the past, and then you're trying to hold on to things under cover until it's warm enough to go out, and it gets chaos and things get lost. So I'm taking my time and putting a few things in and try and sort of do a bit now and again. But I am starting to do more and more in my garden, and I'm loving every minute of it. I'd be in here 24/7 if I could. So that's it for now. So thumbs up. Don't forget, thumbs up to grow your own. And I'll hopefully see you next time, when I'll probably be planting more seeds in my messy polytunnel, which at one point I will have to tidy up and growing some seeds actually in the ground in the polytunnel. But I've got all that to come. But right now I'm going to enjoy the rest of the afternoon in the sunshine, cold as it is, pottering around my polytunnel. See you soon.